Remember how your wife sent you to the cruiser store last night to bring home a new cruiser, and you end up sleeping on the couch because you brought home some French piece of crap? Well, worry no more, because we have the solution for you. The Imperial Japanese Navy now presents to you the Guardian, now available for export. It is armed with 15 8.9-inch guns that will shower your enemy with death and destruction. That's right, slay the infidels. It is fast and goes 28 knots, which is good enough to catch just about anything out there. You can even water ski from the back. And when you get into a fight, it's got over 8 inches of main belt armor, as well as a respectable amount of front and back armor too. This thing is chonky, and it is brimming with secondary guns for those annoying little torpedo boats and pirates and anything that might come close that you just want to get rid of. It is not so fuel efficient, doesn't have a really long range, but that's okay because you're not going very far anyway. You're just taking it out for a spin to go kill some pirates or those pesky light cruisers that are harassing your commerce. So, ladies and gentlemen, make your wife happy and bring home a Guardian heavy cruiser today, and maybe you won't sleep on the couch anymore. Thank you and goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome to Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary Difficulty. Yes, this is the Japanese Empire, and this is going to be episode 13, where we are going to use this interwar period. Yeah, I know we're still at war with the Spanish Armada, but we blew them up a long time ago. I'm not too worried about them. They're far away. And so we're going to use this time to sort of refit and rebuild our ships, because eventually we want to grab all this juicy stuff down here. We're not going to go colonize Africa or fight in the Middle East or take over Europe, because that's a European problem. But we are going to control the Pacific, and to do that, that means we have to deal with the British next. And if we look at them, British have 164 ships, holy crap. And they're starting to rack out some submarines there. We're going to have to worry about that a little bit. But their GDP is almost $1 trillion, and ours is like a third of that. So we still have some work to do. Now, we're going to need to upgrade our ships, but we've got a lot of stuff coming research-wise. You know, we've got big guns coming, you know, Mark III 14-inch guns. We've got the Mark III 6-inch guns coming, you know, along with just various armor upgrades and whatnot. Still can't get the dual guns on light cruisers, which sucks. Now we're researching, what is this? Advanced electrical turrets, alright, whatever. So, we got some stuff to deal with. So what we're going to do, there probably won't be that much combat in this game. We're going to focus on rebuilding refitting our ships, getting everything kind of up and going, expanding our technology. I'll probably end up skipping through a bunch of turns just to kind of get things in better shape. And I don't want to waste a lot of time just having you guys watch me click next. So that's kind of the general plan. Now the good news is we got lots of money coming in, because we are still technically at war with Spain. The bad news is that means that our economy is not advancing very fast. You know, we're still sitting at like 6.6%, which is still better than nothing. But if we were at peace, we'd probably be expanding at like 9 or almost 10%. But we are saving up a lot of money. Now, I'm not sure why we're a constitutional monarchy. I just noticed that. You know, our transport capacity has been rebuilt. So we are doing really well. We're going to save up our money. Now, as far as our old ships, we've got these... oh, where are they? Here we go. All of these cultural exchange ships. This is our invasion fleet. And these guys they're all basically cadets. They're not very good. We're just using them for invasion. You know, they're about 8,000 tons. Now, the new cruiser that we designed is 14,000 tons almost, so it's not quite twice as big. But if you notice the price difference, um, these cost 77 million. The new heavy cruiser's over 200 million. It's gonna be kind of a pain if we want to replace all these with the new heavy cruisers. Now we are gonna build some. We'll go try some of these Guardians out. I mean, these are kind of pricey, but they are powerful. So let's go build a few of these. How much? I've got a lot of tonnage available to build with. So let's go ahead and build like 6 of these, and this should be more than enough just to kind of try them out. And maybe I rack up some more. I mean, these are going to take a while to build. They're going to take 14 months. Now, what I could do is I could build a bunch of these and sit on that for, we're going to build more than that. We're going to go ahead and just build a bunch of these and spend the year just racking up technology. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go build another 6 of these. And these will probably replace my light cruiser patrol ships, just because those are getting kind of obsolete. I still have like 60,000 tons available, so let's go build another 3 of these and see how we're doing. We could crank out probably one more. Yeah, we'll go ahead and build one more, I think. Yeah, 9's probably good enough. This gives us enough for some repairs and refits. So I think this will be pretty good. We're still saving up some money, and I'll probably deploy these guys in squadrons of 3, and that should be enough to probably take out most anything small. Now, what I may end up doing, I could have these guys follow the Marauders around, but they're just a little too slow, because remember, the Marauders are really, really fast. If we look at the Marauder, these things go 33 knots. Holy crap! I don't really have anything that goes that fast, but these will be all right. So we're going to skip ahead a bunch of turns, build a bunch of these, and save up our technology. And then I'll get back to, I'll record a little bit more once we catch up a bit. Well, this is interesting. The Spanish Empire just... Are they an empire? Spain just signed peace with us, which is not what I expected. I really don't want any of their stuff, and they're going to give me a trivial amount of money, so I guess that's okay. Now the problem is that our income is going to go into the gutter, and we just started building all of these ships. We don't want to sell you one of those right now. Alright, so we need to figure out how we're going to mitigate a lot of this. Now, where are our heavy... Where's our invasion fleet? Now, I could just scrap all those guys, because they are sort of half useless. But there's a lot of tonnage. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to select all of our ships now that we're at peace, and we're going to select in being. And this should lower our expenses a little bit. Now these guys, these are all these cultural exchange ships. Now we could mothball them. That's what we did in the past, because they're all pretty garbagey. They're all in Hong Kong and Xiamen, so we can mothball them and save them for the next for the next fight. Because how many tons of ships are these? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 28 of them, if I remember correctly. So 28 times 8,000. That's probably about 200. That's probably 200,000 tons or so. Sorry, my brain just kind of screwed up there for a minute. So we could try mothballing all these. If we scrap, I don't need the crew. Or I don't need extra crew. Small amount of profit. We might as well just let's try mothballing. And then as far as these old Shogun ships, I mean, I suppose I could have seen if I could upgrade them. Now these guys, these are also cadets. So if I mothball these, so that's manageable. That's manageable. All right. So now as far as you guys go, these are my Emperor ships and the Samurai ships. That's a pretty reasonable fleet. Do I have a bunch of? So we're gonna park you back in Bangkok, and you guys can hang out there. And then these guys, these are both fleets of Marauders. I think these are all the Marauders. We're gonna park you guys back in the Philippines, sort of a centralized location, and we'll sort out what to do with you guys a little bit later. Put half of them here. And I don't like how I want to manually do it, I guess. Let's see. Are these all? Yeah, these are all the Raiders, so we'll get 2 of those, and then we'll just do a bunch of destroyers till we get half of them. Good enough. Alright. So, let's try and save a little bit of money now. Alright, so the good news is that we are back to a positive income by having all of our ships just kind of hanging out. The bad news is we've got a little bit too much going on here as far as repairs go. I want to make sure that these sea control people go back to in being. That'll help out a little bit. And then also all these Guardian ships, I think we're going to build these guys in... Where are we putting you guys at? South Hanzu? Sasebo. Well, Sasebo's pretty filled up. So I guess we're going to do South Hanzu. Oh, I can right-click to add a port to my favorites. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so we're going to do you. Alright, so that's going to take 18 months because we're getting kind of slowed down because a bunch of our Marauders here are being repaired, but then things will sort themselves out, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Oh yeah, our economy, there we go, 9.1%. It's not bad. So hopefully that will start catching up. Now our research, our research money, I think our tech budget is less than it was before, so I think our research doesn't go as quickly when we're in peacetime. we have for boilers here? Are we getting our balanced boilers yet? Nope. Alright, so let's just keep going. Alright, so things have been going along pretty smoothly. We are now making a bunch of money again. Our shipbuilding capacity, we're not overextended now that we fixed our broken marauders. And we're going to start gently antagonizing the British a little bit, because I want to eventually get take over Australia and some of their islands. So what we're going to do is we're going to antagonize them a little bit, try and build relations with France, because we don't want to go to war with them again. You know, try and work on Germany a little bit. We're just going to kind of start improving here and kind of knocking these guys down a little bit. That's kind of my plan. So we'll just keep on going. Alright, so we have finished building our Guardian ships. And everything's all built up. We now have these new Guardians, and they are ready to go. We can start upgrading our other ships, but there's something I want to do first. We are 9 months away from this hull strengthening, which is going to give us lightweight fittings. It'll give us new hulls, but more importantly, it'll give us better hull form, resistance, and hull weight. So before I refit the Marauders, I want to do that. So I'm going to go and speed this up. So we'll get the hull strengthening, and at the same time, we'll get the quality control on the hull construction. Hopefully, that'll improve things. So we're gonna go through 3 turns, get this done, then we'll start upgrading our Marauders. And that'll also give us the new explosives, which I think is just some destroyer stuff. I don't really care about that. We got the range finders, which will be the long range accuracy ones, which I don't like these as much as the I tend to like the coincidence range finders better because it has better base accuracy, whereas these have the long range accuracy, which may be more useful for the Marauders. We'll see. We'll see which ones we tend to do. They do tend to be kind of longer range snipers, but they're already super accurate, so I don't want to change them too much. But let's do a few more turns, and then we will upgrade our ships. Alright, so it is now the time that we've all been waiting for, where I am going to upgrade the Marauder. This is a beautiful ship. This is easily the best ship I have. It is fast and it is accurate, and look at this balance. It is so perfectly balanced. I don't know if I can improve it, but we're going to try, because we got modern technology now. Well, more modern technology. So let's give it better. Let's just start upgrading this stuff. We've got the hydroacoustics, we got the radio direction finder. I don't know if I want to change that yet. We can go from semi-oil to full oil, which that screws with the balance. So I don't know. We may. Let's see. We go the better armor, better shaft. We can go with the better auxiliary engines. I would love to do the full oil. It gives it better efficiency, but that's still not bad. It's still not bad on that. We've got the Cap Ballistic 1 shells. We can switch it to Cap Ballistic 2, which gives it a better range and better penetration. So we can do that. I think the soft cap for here is it's probably where we want to leave it. The Cordite 1, I think we're gonna leave that. And yeah, I think we're gonna leave it at Cordite 1. And I don't want to change the TNT. I don't want to change it to, I mean, this gives us better penetration, but then we have higher chance of explode. The TNT 1 is so stable. It is really nice. The TNT 2 is also really nice. 25, minus 25 ammo detonation, flash and fire. And this is minus, I mean, that's, in some ways it's better. Then this has 12.5 shell damage, 50. Yeah, we'll go with this. This will be, we'll do that. That is better, actually. All right, so we're gonna leave this. We've got the reinforced bulkheads. We've got the anti-flooding 2. We could go anti-flooding 3 maybe. So 20 and 25 versus 25. That adds a lot of. That's not that bad. We go triple hull bottom. I don't know if the anti-torp 2, 30 and 25. This is 40 and 30. That adds quite a bit. I mean, torpedoes are really the only thing I'm that worried about. We want these things to be super durable. I don't really want to change the guns. I was thinking of upgrading to the 14-inch guns, but these things are just perfect, and I don't really want to change perfect. We could go with the... We could go from the semi-oil to the oil, and that saves us about 1,000 tons, but it 2% on the pitch and 2% on the roll, but maybe I can make it up with the extra armor. I mean, I can make up for it on extra armor. Let's go 6 inches on the deck. That's what Iowa-class battleships have. Let's see, is there anything else that I can... I'd be tempted to do stereoscopic force since we take a lot of long-range shots. So let's take a quick look here. So right now at 10,000 meters, we're at an 11% chance to hit, and at 20,000, we're at 3.6. And if we go this way, 11 and 3.7, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. It makes a very, very small difference. Splash interference from other guns. Splash interference from your own guns. I don't know if this makes that big of a difference. Aiming speed versus better overall aiming speed and accuracy. I think we're just going to stick with what we know works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that's my plan. There's no reason to add more secondary guns. I don't really want to adjust the speed. I mean, we've got the better engine fuel efficiency. This thing's already just perfect. 3.9. So I think we're just going to leave all this alone, because this is a nearly perfectly balanced ship, and we'll start working on... Now I can increase the barrel length, and that probably won't hurt anything. Let's start increasing some of this, and at the distances that we're shooting at, I mean, I could increase the fore and aft belt, but most of the time we're sitting broadside to our targets, so most of it's going to be hitting straight into our main belt. And we've managed to get ourselves even more accurate, better pitch and roll than before, if that is even possible. So I don't think I want to worry too much about that. As far as... now what I might do is I might try upgrading the barbette for better ammo protection. But that adds a lot of weight that I wasn't thinking about previously. not that much weight. I think we're going to leave it. Leaving it the barbette 1 makes it a little bit squishy. For potential explosion, but I think we're okay. We're gonna make some sacrifices, I think, because really what I want is I want this thing to be fast and stable, and we're just going for not getting hit. I mean, I could lower some of the inner belt, and that might actually be let's see, 7, and if I go bigger, then it just starts getting really minus 20% ammo detonation chance, and this one's a minus 25. If I were to take this down to 3 inches on the inner belt, that almost takes care of it. So we could go with the better barbette there. Now, I'd love to be able to balance it perfectly in the front, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do that without just really tweaking things. Because if I increase the main belt, that's just going to offset things too much. I mean, we can try. I probably should have beefed up the conning tower a little bit, but and then these guys, the little 2-inch turrets, I could try and drop it a little bit. Oh, the 2-inch turrets, these things don't even have armor. So I think we're just kind of where we're at. This is still going to be, I think, an improvement. We've got the radio direction finder. We've got an even more stable situation than before. We've got way more armor overall. So I'm probably going to call this good. I think this is a overall survivability upgrade, and we just have a 0.1% aft offset, but with the improved stability that we gained, I think we're good. So there we go, the new Marauder. This thing's going to be pretty awesome. And now to start building these things. Alright, so we have the new Marauders designed, and we have plenty of available tonnage in our shipyard, so let's refit these guys. And, oh, that's right, I made some extras. I got 6 of them, huh? Alright, so 30, 60, 90, 180,000-ish tons. Boom. It'll take 2 months, apparently. And we still have plenty of room to go. So we'll get these things rebuilt, and then we're going to start refitting the next. And let's keep going. Uh-oh. One of our ambassadors crapped in the Soviet swimming pool during a state dinner. Well, I gotta lower the unrest anyway. And we're not going to sell those things. We're not going to do that. And then what we'll do is we will try to make nice with the Russians afterwards. We're still doing pretty good, but we want to keep on their good side because I don't want to ever fight them because they're not a naval threat to me and it would just be a big pain in my ass. So There we go. No problem. Let's keep refitting these Marauders, and we'll go and work on the next ship. So, the next ship we want to upgrade is going to be our Emperor-class battleships. And these are old ships. They haven't been upgraded since 1908. And they're kind of slow. But these are still pretty good ships. Look how stable they are. So let's see what we can do to improve this guy. I really like these ships, but they are kind of slow. They're still running on coal fuel, so we can switch them to oil. That makes them a little bit unstable, but it saves. Look at all the weight that it saves. Saves. So 16,000 to, we're saying 1,000 tons. And then we're going to go to G turbines, save some more weight, better efficiency. And we're just going to start upgrading the hell out of these things. Go aux 2, because the auxiliary 3, well, it's plus 50% ship repairs. I mean, that's kind of nice. Alright, we want to go triple bottom, anti-torpedo 2. We got the reinforced bulkhead. Go Citadel 2. And let's see what... we got the Cordite and TNT. We're going to go with the TNT 2. Go for Conic 3. And get our acoustics and radio direction finder. So we're doing some pretty good stuff. Now these guns here, it's only got 2 guns. It's got 2 of these 13.9-inch guns. If we look at the 13.9s, the 2-barreled guns at 10,000 meters is 8.6%, and then these are 7.3. So we lose some accuracy getting that extra gun. And we're gaining quite a bit of tonnage. But maybe it's worth, since these only have 2 big main guns, maybe it's worth it. The other thing we could look at is maybe we could squeeze in a 14-inch, because this is a Mark III also. So we've got a lot of tonnage here. But these are also slow. We may want to try and speed it up, because the Samurai cruisers that we often link these with go 28 knots. So let's see, or 27. So let's see if we make these 28. They suddenly go a lot faster. They're a lot more stable. Look at that. So 24 knots. We're losing 3%. We're gaining a benefit of 3%. If we go 27, I mean, that makes a difference. Now, if we go for the higher speed, you know, I don't know if we have the tonnage to upgrade these. Now, we can upgrade them to the 14-inch guns. So we'll try on this front gun turret. Let's take that off, and let's put on a 2-barrel. Now the difference between in accuracy between the 2-barrel 14, that's 7.4, and the 3.9 is an 8.7. So that's so the 13.9 is definitely better than a 14. But if we go and let's go max out the length on both of these. So now this 13.9 now is a 6.9, or no, it's a 9.6 at 10,000 meters. And this one has a 10 at 10,000 meters. So it's not really that big of a difference. That's a much bigger gun turret. I don't know if I can... I don't know if I want to go with the bigger guns. I mean, it's a 35-kilometer range, which we're not going to be shooting that far anyway. Now 20,000 meters, 2.9% versus 3.3. So slight improvement. Not that big of a difference. The other question is if I were to go with a triple barrel. So this is 8.2 versus 9. I mean, it's a whole 1% more accurate. But we're throwing a lot of stuff out there, and it may be worth it just to have the extra firepower. And I think we've got the tonnage for it. So let's at least upgrade these. Now we could try the 14s. But now this is taking 6 months. There's not going to be enough. There's not really enough room for that. So I think we're going to stick with the 8.7s versus 8.2. So if we go with the 3-barrel, yeah, it's a 7-month refit time, which is kind of long. It adds a lot of oomph to it. But maybe it's better to go with more armor instead. But I tell you what, I do kind of like having the bigger guns. And the 6.9s are now in the Mark IIIs, so we can see if we can increase the barrel length on these without bumping into stuff. Just creeping them forward we can. And let's get the 2-inch guns. Because this gives us a lot of extra range. So I mean, we can do something like this, and definitely upgrade our firepower. It's a 7-month refit. If we go with the 2-barrel, now it's a 3-month refit, and we can crank up more armor. And this is going to be significantly, 1% more accurate at 10,000 meters, and at 20,000 meters doesn't really make that big of a difference. But most of our fighting is going to be probably in that 10,000 meter range. I mean, 1% can, base accuracy can make a pretty big difference. And that would give us an extra 1,000 tons to put towards armor, which, is not necessarily a bad thing. So that's a real toss-up there. Do we want to go with the more armor? Do we want to go with the... I don't even know how much armor we can stack on this thing. We can only put so much on here. So I think I'm going to go with the bigger guns. Because that's going to give us a lot of firepower. Because the Marauders, I'm going to stick with the twin guns, because they've got, like 5 of them. So they're pretty awesome. So that's a total of 10 barrels. This gives me 6 barrels. This isn't too bad. And then as far as, our aft weight, we need to kind of fix some of that. I could put a... We got the torpedo on there. I can go with 20-inch. That doesn't seem to make that much of a... Doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. And go Cap Ballistic 2. But yeah, I guess I'll have to just sort of toss on some rear belt armor. I could put another gun barrel or something up here to get some more foreweight. Or I can start dropping... There we go. Because we're never going to use those torpedoes anyway. They're just there to balance the ship. So that's not bad. Then as far as... I mean, we got 400 tons. I don't know what I'm going to do with the 400 tons. We could try to go with more barbette. There we go. Start beefing up some of our inner belt armor. And this will make this a pretty durable ship, I think. That's a little too much. Alright, so... There's only so much we can do here. Let's go and increase the... There we go, perfect. This is a really stable ship, and it's pretty fast. It's got all the modern goodies, the radio direction finder. It's going 28 knots now, yeah. And it's still plenty efficient. I think this is a winning ship. So, and we're only using the induced boilers. I could have gone for forced boilers or something. But I think this will be just fine. I probably could have gone with a better main tower. This is a main tower 6. And we've got an 8 now. But I don't... That's going to cram on... I don't even know if I can fit that on. Let's see, that's going to be 3950. And that's an extra 800 meters of spotting. So we can try to fit it. I don't know if it'll fit or not, though. No, that won't fit. So we're just going to leave it... We're just going to leave it as is and call it good enough. I'm pretty happy with the Emperor. So, we'll just go save it and start refitting these guys. It's 7-month refit, which is unfortunate, but I think this is a good enough ship. It's worth doing. I mean, maybe I could replace these with triple barrel, but I think this is I think we did pretty good. Alright, so now that we have designed the new Emperor ships, we still have plenty of shipbuilding capacity, so let's go and refit them. And we only have 4 of these. Oops. Oh, I'm hitting the caps lock key, not the shift key. Here we go. So 7 months. But we still have plenty of shipbuilding capacity to go. So we are going to start working on the Shoguns as well. And these are also from 1908. These are These are our invasion ships, but I need something that can defend the invasion cruisers because they kind of suck. So we'll these cultural exchange ships go 22.2. These go 24, but we want to fix these up at least, make them a little bit better. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so here is our little Shogun battleship, our original battleship. Isn't it cute? Doesn't go very fast, but we'll work on that. So let's go refit it with modern stuff. So let's give it oil. Let's give it better engines. Let's give it all the better things. Let's give it triple hull. Give it a modern citadel. Anti-flood 3 doesn't really help that much. We're probably okay for there right now. And the anti-torpedo 2, that's all probably good enough. So we'll go with the TNT, go with the better targeting, hydroacoustics, radio direction finder, and let's go speed this up. So if we're going 24, let's see if can we go 28? We can. We can go 28 knots. And I'm going to try and make 28 knots kind of my standard speed for my ships. I mean, I'd love to go like 30, but then that gets really ass expensive. And so 28 knots is 300 million. 24. I mean, we're getting a little bit expensive, but yeah. It's already an expensive ship because it's a battleship. So, what else can we do here? Can we stack up the armor? And it's still kind of balanced. We need to talk about these guns. So it's got the 12.9s. I don't know if I can go with bigger guns or not. Let's go increase the barrel length of all this stuff. Whoops, you don't like it. Doesn't like the longer barrel length, so we're gonna leave it like that. Alright, so we've got some tonnage to play with. Now these 12.9s are a little underwhelming at this point. I could see how big of a gun I could fit on the front. So let's... Can I fit on a double barrel? Nope, doesn't like that at all. What about a 13? I can do a 13. Can we beef it up? So we could do a double barrel 13.9. That'd work all right. Now this, it's a front tower 8. Which is actually as good of a front tower as we can get. I did not expect that. So let's replace the 12.9 with 13.9s because we couldn't do the 14s. Those are just a little bit too big. And... or we couldn't do the 14s. So yeah, So we can do that. We got tonnage left over, so we could try to go with the triple barrel. And it looks like it fits. barely. It barely fits. We'll jack up a little bit of front armor. Boop. I mean, that fits. We're going 28 knots now. We've got modern-ish technology. Can't quite make the cap ballistic 2. We could do something like that. I think that's pretty good. So now we see if we can squeeze in the last little bit of. That's not gonna fit. There we go. A little bit more turret armor makes everybody happy. And I think that. No, I think this is where we're stuck at. But this is pretty nice. Especially for how big it is. I mean, it's 14,500 tons. I think we're happy with this. I think this is going to be just fine. All right, let's save it. So then we'll go and refit these guys. And I think this will be an okay-ish ship. Alright, so we have plenty of shipbuilding capacity left. You know, we have almost 200,000 tons, about 180,000 tons. So, let's go refit the Shoguns. Only have 4 of them, so that's going to eat up another 60,000. So we've got plenty of capacity remaining. So let's think for a minute about what else we want to build. I mean, we could look at some of these other ships, and our invasion cruisers are just. They're underwhelming. They really, I mean, these are sitting there from 1908. I really do need to beef them up. I need to make them faster so they can run away at least. I'd love to be able to make them actually able to fight. But they've got to be able to get away from enemy battleships because they're not going to be able to compete with that. And I think the plan's going to be my 2 Shogun. So each invasion fleet has 14 cruisers and 2 battleships. You know, the 2 Shogun battleships will fight off whatever comes, while the 14 cultural exchange ships, I love that name, will run away. And I think that's going to be the plan for that. The problem is, if we look at the price tag, you know, this is maintenance 4 million a month. And this is maintenance 8 million a month. So these are literally twice as expensive to maintain. And that is the problem. But they're much better ships. And if I can make these cultural exchange ships actually fightable, then that might be worth it too. Because these aren't awful. Yeah, they are kind of awful ships. They're not great. And maybe I just leave them how they are, and they just sort of putz away at 24 knots while the Shoguns fight. And that's another option. So, we'll see. I'm going to take a break and make something to eat, and then I'll keep going. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, so we have our samurai cruisers. And these are pretty nice cruisers. Let's see if we can upgrade these while my food is cooking. So, first thing we're going to do, let's go refit this. And these are pretty nice ships. We're saving a little bit of tonnage. Let's go for oil. Let's go for the better armor. That saves me a chunk. These are, what are these? These are 8.9-inch guns. So we got the best shaft we can have. This really, the AUX 3 really makes a difference, it looks like. These are going 27 knots right now. Can we make it 28 to match the battleships? Yeah, we can. Alright, there we go. Go triple bottom hull. Got our Citadel 2 already. So this is all pretty good. Let's go radio direction finder. We've already got... So these are semi-armor piercing shells for just working over smaller ships. I wonder if I can... Well, maybe we'll leave that alone for now. Let's go TNT-2. Can we... Let's see, are these 8.9-inch guns... These are about as good as we're going to get on them. Can we extend the barrel length on these? I don't think I have enough tonnage to go triple turrets. And I don't think I want to, because these are pretty accurate as they are. Can we jack up the armor a little bit? We can. And we can jack up the main deck, so we can make it a little more survivable. I could try making these faster, but I don't think there's any reason to. I mean, we're just doing kind of minor survivability upgrades. I go better anti-torpedo. It's minus 30%, minus 40% torpedo damage. So that, you know, we could do something like that. Anti-flood 2 is 20, and that does 20. That doesn't make that big of a difference. So we do something like this, and increase the inner belt, and I don't know if we can really... That balances the ship perfectly there. So we can do something like that. And that's pretty good. We've got a little more speed out of it. It's front tower 4. Do I have a better... We do the front tower 5, but for some reason I don't think this fit very well. So I think we're going to leave it alone. I wish I could get the pitch and roll down into the 15s, but this gets the radio direction finder, which is going to make a big difference in what we're doing. We're going just a smidge faster. We still have the really long range, so I think this is good. I think this will be a good enough upgrade. So, let's go save this, and I just heard my food ding in the microwave, so I'm going to eat and come back. Alrighty, so we still have about 130,000 tons to work with, so let's go and refit some of these samurai cruisers that are now moving as fast as their Emperor battleships. And we've got a lot of these, so we can do... We got enough to do about 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 8 and double check just to make sure. 233. We might be able to do one more. I think we're gonna run out of tonnage. $45. No, we can do it. All right. we will be able to, I think. So, boom. And we're good. Alright, so we're going to let these guys refit. Let's see, it's going to take 2 months. And then 7 months for the other guy. So in 2 months, we'll be able to start refitting more ships. Alright, here we go. Alright, it is now time to upgrade the Raider. This is my light cruiser that I usually use to escort the Marauders. They are pretty fast. Wish they were a little faster. So let's see what we can do with some modern technology. I was hoping to wait until I had the double light cruiser turrets, but that just didn't happen. So let's go from semi-oil to oil. And that gives me some extra oomph. Let's go make the armor better. Can't we get you to 33 knots? I don't think we can. No, we really can't. Can we do 31 knots? I can do 31. How much tonnage do we eat for? That's not that much tonnage. So let's see. Can we do 31.5? I really want to keep the engine efficiency over 100%. I mean, it's not 99.5 is not awful. Where's it on the? Where's my ship details? Where's my engine efficiency on here? Here we go. Engine efficiency 99.5. So we're still in the gold. I mean, we're okay. It's just not. Oh, you know what we can do? Aha! Go from turbines to G turbines. Boom. There we go. All right. So we're still not quite up to speed with the Marauders. The Marauders are really freaking fast. But let's upgrade what we can. So we're going our Hydro, our RDF, and I really need to, let's max out however much armor we can have. That's making it overweight. That's the problem. If I jack up the speed, I gain enough weight that I can't really balance the ship. So that becomes the next concern. What's more important, balancing the ship or going faster? So 186 million. If I take it back down to 30, that works out a lot better. And let me go 5 inches of deck armor. And I mean, that's makes it much more balanced. Can we? No, we can't. We can't triple hull this thing. Citadel 2. Let's see, 24 roll or 22. Doesn't make that. We're gonna focus on the survivability first. And can we go with the triple bottom? Yeah. Now we can. The barbette 3, that helps. So this is pretty good. Now, as far as our aft belt goes, you know, just balancing this thing is going to be tricky. And I don't have a lot of secondary guns on here. It'd be nice if I did. but I mean, I could try to stick some guns along the side. You know, but I don't know if this would... I mean, that makes me overweight instantly. Oh, that balances it perfectly. Well, there we go. So we can do that. If I were to drop the aft belt, that puts me overweight right off the bat. So that balances me perfectly, and then I need to maybe get a little bit of superstructure. Just to... I mean, I could work on inner deck and inner belt also. So there we go. That's not bad. It's a 9,000 ton, perfectly balanced. I think this might be as good as we can get it. Now I could try and increase the barrel length, but I don't think there's room for that, because if I increase the barrel length, I mean, I could. That actually seems to work. Can still turn. Alright, so but if we do that, then I've got to drop there we go. Now it's perfect. Alright, we found our solution for the Raider. This is a nice ship. I really wish I had double turrets, but you know what, this is still pretty good. I will take it. I'd like to lengthen these, but I already have it perfectly balanced, so we're not going to. Alright, let's save it. And then we'll go build a bunch of these and see what I can do about my patrol ships, because those really need upgrading. Alrighty, so we have about 130,000 tons that we can build out, so let's see what we can do with our new Raiders. They're still only 30 knots, but I think getting better balance is better than getting more speed, so I'll call this one good enough. I think we can refit all of these, and we still have some tonnage available. Nice. So the next thing we're going to want to probably work on will probably be the patrol ship, because this thing is old, and they need some work. I mean, they're 3,000 tons. They're basically just a big destroyer, and I think at this point they're just going to be a commerce raider, but we'll see what we can do with them. On the bright side, they are cheap. If we look at the cost of a patrol ship versus the cost of a raider, the raiders are kind of too expensive, really. I mean, they're nice, but they're kind of expensive. And the patrol ships, what's nice about them is they are not very expensive ships. So, but they're not that powerful either. So we'll see what we can do with them. Alright, so this is like my original light cruiser, and I like that these are cheap, but let's see what we can do with them. They go 27 knots. Getting these guns here are now causing problems. Let's see what we can do with this. I have a feeling these are going to get really expensive. If we take it to oil... Well, it's not that bad. That didn't make a big difference. Go with the geared turbines. They're getting kind of pricier. And let's, if we just start upgrading their stuff. I don't know if I need all the... Well, this definitely make it tougher, that's for sure. The citric acid, I kind of like that, just to light everything on fire. Although the white powder, we're going to go with cordite 1. Make these things a little bit explodey. RDF, hydro, and conic 3. And this is a front tower 2. I can have up to a front tower 4 now. That's a 1400 spotting versus... So let's see if we can... we can put it here. That's interesting. I couldn't put it up there, but I can put it back here. I wonder if I can put another main gun like right here. That'd be an interesting spot for it. Or alternatively, if I squeeze a... I can't squeeze a barbette in there. I could put a 4.9 right... I put one right there. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, this one 4.9 replaces the other 2 that we're missing. Now, as far as funnels go, these are advanced funnel ultra enhanced, which are going to be 11. Angled funnel ultra. So why does it say 11? But no, it's this one here. All right, so it is the right one. Just the graphics showing it backwards. I would like to be able to get more out of this. Can I get more speed? 28, 29. I can get this thing going 30 knots. I mean, it's getting pricey now. But I can make it go 30 knots. The problem is it's very rolly. And I just can't get a lot of main belt armor on it. That's the trouble. I can make this thing go fast, but it's got an awful lot of roll. But it's fast. So I can start putting depth charges on to try and take out submarines. But I don't know if submarines are a big problem yet. My current anti-submarine warfare is a 55. If I put this on, it becomes a 73. It's not really that big of a deal. My recon is 58. I don't know what determines... So, yeah, this radio definitely helps with recon. That's going to help me intercept other things. So, we're losing a side gun. I mean, maybe I could put some secondaries... I could put some secondaries there. And I could probably increase the length of these barrels here also. And that would do it. Although I think what we'll do is we're going to drop that and improve my... That's going to be kind of difficult to improve. I like having these little 2-inchers here just to give me a little more firepower. But I need to... My forward offset. I don't know if I can scooch him. No, that's not going to help. So really, this is kind of where it is. I'd like to be able to... There we go. That's about as good as we're going to get it, I think. Alright, so for patrol ship, now that it's going hella fast, this will be pretty good. And I don't expect him to get into a lot of fights with things. This is going to be mostly hunting down commerce. This is a little commerce raider. And now that he has the RDF, that makes it a big deal. And I've got the triple hull bottom. I could always try and drop the... I mean, he's pricey now. I mean, look at that. He's 51 million. I mean, if I were to drop this down, it only saves me 2 million. Oh, and this makes it more stable, having more internal stuff. I think part of it is I can't stack him up with a bunch of armor. He's just too squish. So I think he's always going to have a lot of roll. So there's not much I can do about that. But this will get some new life into him, and I think this will... I mean, 30 knots means he can do some work. The 27 wasn't bad. It makes a big difference in cost. There's 10 million. 13 million. But no, I want him to be fast. Only way these guys will still be useful. So let's make it happen. And a lot of these guys are veteran crews, so we might as well beef them up. I could have put on bigger guns instead, but I think this'll be all right. All right, so we have about 60,000 tons remaining, so we can start refitting our patrol ships. And I don't know how we can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of them would be about 30,000 tons. And let's just double check. We have plenty of room left. So let's go refit the rest. There we go. And that'll take a few months. And that's looking pretty good. Let's also double check our politics, and we want to increase our, try to improve our relationship with probably Austro-Hungary, because we don't want them to go to war with us. Alright, let's go do the next turn, and we'll keep going. Alright, so now it is time for the elephant in the room. My cultural exchange ship. So here's my dilemma. On one hand, I need an invasion fleet, and this ship is relatively inexpensive. It's not super cheap, but it's relatively inexpensive. At just under 8,000 tons, it's not awful. But it can't compete, and it's slow. So I'm going to try and upgrade it and see if I can do make it better. So already we've dropped almost 10 million, from 77 to 65. I guess that's 12 million. So we've dropped a lot just by, I guess, the efficiencies of modern technology. These guns don't fit, so let's. I think we're gonna have to turn the gun. So we'll have to kind of offset this just a little bit, like that. And there we go. So this way these don't have problems anymore. So how are we going to do this? We can switch to oil. That saves a little bit of money, frees up some weight. Give it a better shaft, give it a better auxiliary. Now the turbines, I'm hesitant to. That adds a lot of cost. Now I would like to make it go fast. This is really slow, so I'm gonna kick it up to, let's try 24 knots. Yeah, there we go. So now that adds a lot of cost. We're still under what it used to be. Let's go, and we need to find weight somewhere. So let's add weight. You know what we can do? Let's do that. Let's go to TNT. And that's already getting kind of pricey, but that's still roughly in line with what we were doing before. Let's go max out our armor. And I need to find some more weight. What I think I want to do is I want to replace these 6-inch, these double guns with triples. And we're going to have to probably going to be over tonnaged a little bit. Holy crap, it fits! No way. No way. Let's go lengthen the barrel, maybe. Maybe that's asking too much. How do we? Let's drop you to anti-torp 2. I think that's probably good. And oh, those can't lengthen. They get angry. So let's lengthen these. What else can we do? Increase your barbettes. That helps a little bit. And I guess we could go to. That might be a little too much. I want to give him a little more oomph. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's drop we don't need the range. Oh, that's pretty close. Look at that. That's pretty good. Yeah, because we don't need the range at all, because he's just going to go park somewhere and invade. And we're going to be operating from pretty close bases. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Let's go... There we go. Let's go with bigger... That'll be pretty good. I think that's pretty close, actually. I think that's pretty close indeed. We've got our armor about as good as it's going to get. Now, do I want cap ballistics? I mean, this will give it a longer range, which is probably what I need, really. And these are smaller guns. So I think just simply hitting... This gives it a 17 kilometer, 18 kilometer range. That's not awful. These are Mark IIIs, and these are all Mark IIIs. So this should be pretty good, I think. All right. So what else can I do? Is there? I think this is about it. And we're at 88. So we're at about the same cost. Oh no, we were at like 70. So we're a little more expensive, but it's not that bad. This isn't bad. I mean, that adds too much, so we're not going to do that. I don't want to go with the turbine, or the geared turbines, and I could save tonnage by doing it, but that makes it really expensive. These guys aren't going to see heavy combat. I think this is probably as good as we're going to get. I think this is not bad. So, I think we got a winner. Can I increase the barbette a little bit? There we go. I still have too much forward weight, but I can't really do much about that. So I guess we're going to call it here. Now as far as funnels go, I mean extra large funnels, these are 96 tons. I could always go with dual small funnels. It's 9, that's 7, so I could do something like that. How big are these? These are... They're about the same size. They are actually about the same size. They... Air intake funnel extra large, so these are 96 tons. These are a little more expensive. And I think for how fast we're going, we're fine. So I think I'm just going to save it like this. I think this is actually going to be a good invasion ship. It goes 24 knots now. And it has more firepower. And it's more accurate. So this is probably as good as we're going to get. Do I want a... I don't think I want to screw around with a... I'm not going to worry about the tower. I think it's good enough for now. Alright. Good job. We'll see how many of these we can refit over time, although I'm not super worried about them yet. And, alright, here we go. Okay, so we have about 135-ish thousand, 136,000 tons. So let's start renovating the cultural exchange ships. Actually, did I renovate these guys yet? Yeah, I did. Alright, so let's go get the cultural exchange ships. And we've got 28 of them. So 10 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be 80,000-ish tons. So we'll do that. Let's just double check because I don't want to over push it. So we can do another 50,000, let's say. Um, so what I think I'm going to do is we're going to go refit another 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is half of them. And we've got a little room to spare. We could probably top off. Another 16, another 2 of them would be 16,000. That should finish me up. So let's do. So these are on the heavier side. So let's do these lighter ones just to make sure we don't. Whoops. Just to make sure we don't overdo it. And there we go. We could do one more. So we'll do that heavier one. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now let's just do another turn and we'll renovate the rest. Alrighty. So a couple turns have gone by. And we have some available shipbuilding capacity, so let's go build the rest of these cultural exchange ships. We should be able to grab all of them, I think. Hope I didn't screw this up. Yep, we're good. Alright, so that's all of the cultural exchange ships. Patrol ships are done, the raiders are done, the samurais are done. Shoguns are done, the emperors are done, and the marauders are done. And we have these new guardian ships, which, they're pretty new. I mean, I can try and refit them again, but I think they're good enough for now. So we're in pretty good shape. And then also we want to poke the British a little bit. We're trying to eventually increase some tension there. And our cultural exchange ships, these guys are being refitted, but I don't know if they're... I guess they're out of mothball when they're being refitted, so we'll see how that works out. Alright, here we go. And then once we get our ships refitted, we'll evaluate our finances, and then we'll decide if we want to build some new ships or just poke the British and do what we have. I'll probably start on some new battleships, we'll see. So the other day, I took my girlfriend for a ride on my destroyer. It's kind of a nice pleasure cruise, and she was complaining that it was just too damn wobbly, and I thought to myself, yeah, destroyers are a little bit small. I need a bigger ship. Something that'll be more stable than a destroyer. But then the Emperor said, hey, Bob, we need more destroyers to go and guard our ships and pursue enemy commerce, and we need something that can take out enemy destroyers. So I thought, oh, okay, so I need something fast. And then the finance minister said, hey, did you know we've got a budget surplus? And I thought, budget surplus, fast speed, more stable. And so I decided I was going to build a really big destroyer. So here you go. I have a really big destroyer, and the nice thing about it is it goes 43 knots. Yes, because we have a budget surplus, and it doesn't matter if we spend like $1 billion on a destroyer. So this is my really big destroyer, and it just happens to weigh like 30,000 tons. And the nice thing about this really big destroyer is it's got 14.9-inch guns. Yes, it has 12 of them in 4 triple turrets. And then I've got some secondary guns, a couple of triple 6.9-inch guns. And then I put in this little triple 3.9-inch gun up front just because I had to balance it out. So we ended up with a really big destroyer that has perfect balance. And unfortunately, it's a little bit expensive. But did I mention that it goes 43 knots? I know, that's kind of insane. Now, the downside, there are a number of downsides. I had to make some sacrifices. So first off, it only has a single hull. But that's okay because it goes 43 knots. And it doesn't have any torpedo protection. But that's okay because it goes 43 knots. And The armor is kind of paper compared to battleships, but it goes 43 knots, and it's really good armor compared to other destroyers. So, this, my friends, is the really big destroyer. Because, like my Aunt Peggy used to say, it's not speeding if the cops can't catch you. So, we are going to see if we can afford to build a few of these. And this will be a lot of fun, and I bet we can screw with the British when we eventually provoke them. So, just remember, whenever you have a budget surplus and you get a bunch of crazy Japanese engineers in the same room, well, they're going to find a way to spend the money. So here we go, boys. All right, so we just got through designing the really big destroyer, and I'd like to take a moment to shout out to Michael Rosenblum, who gave me the idea for building a really expensive ship. He said, in my opinion, you should consider creating a ship that costs an absolute fortune, but has a lowest tonnage in comparison. Well, I decided I would take your idea. It took me a while to work it out. Unfortunately, I couldn't make a super, super small ship, but compared to the weight of a battleship, these really big destroyers are pretty reasonable weight. So let's see if we can build one, because the really big destroyer only weighs 30,000 tons, which is smaller than the Marauder by a little bit. So let's go build some of these. I think we're gonna build 8 of them because I've got the money. So actually, let's make sure I can afford to build 8 of them. So 120, 240,000 tons. I think we can do it. Let's go find out. I'm gonna build 6 of them first and make sure I've got enough tonnage left over. And just to make sure we do, because sometimes they are a little bit heavier than expected. And boom. So we have 8 really big destroyers, which hopefully I can catch other ships with them. Now, I didn't give them quite as much range as the Marauder. These are going to be more like coastal patrol ships, I think. But they're really big destroyers, and they go 43 knots, so I am super stoked. I gotta find a place to put them. Let's see here. So we are going to put you boys in... I should probably put you in Sasebo, but there's not really any other port that's big enough. We're gonna go put you in Sasebo, and we will figure out what to do with the rest of you later. All right. There we go. The really big destroyer. Have we poked the British yet this turn? Yes, we have. All right. So, here's something interesting. Hawaii's new leader supports terrorists, allegedly, and we have the option to send a task force to get them. Of course I'm going to support this idea. The Japanese have wanted to take Hawaii forever. Let's check this out. There we go. We are going to take Hawaii. I gotta find some ships. So I've got... Here's 9,000 tons here. And so let's go park you guys there. And these are patrol ships. And that's not going to be enough, and I need to get other ships into the area pretty quickly. There are no ships there, there are no ships there, and no ships there. So let's go find more ships. So I know I've got some ships around here somewhere. There we go. So here's 3 light cruisers. So let's go send you guys over there also, because this would be a great place to take 1 turn. Oh, these things are fast. All right, that's wonderful. We need more ships though, because I want to make sure that I conquer Hawaii. No ships, so I don't have any ships in this area. Now I've got these guys. You guys are all pretty quick. It's a Marauder fleet. Let's go send you guys over here just to really show those Hawaiians who's boss. How long will it take to get there? 2 turns. All right, that's all right. That'll be okay. And then we want to send yet more ships. So these Marauders are also ready to go. So let's send you guys. Two turns, alright, right on. And I'm probably gonna, this is probably gonna be overkill, but I mean, if you're gonna do something, you might as well do it right. I've got 15 armored cruisers here that all move 28 knots. And they've never been out of port. So let's send you guys here also. As your first mission to conquer Hawaii. That's going to be 2 turns. So that's probably enough. That's probably more than enough. I don't know how much is Hawaii actually worth? It's not worth very much. It is not worth very much at all. And Pearl Harbor has a... Well, we'll find out in a little bit, because we're definitely going to take this. Yeah, we're going to lose a little bit of money. Yeah, I really want to make sure. So, we're going to send this Marauder fleet also, because it's fast. Alright, Hawaii's going to be just completely surrounded. Alright, so if this doesn't take Hawaii, then Hawaii doesn't need to be taken. That's what I think. So here we go. Alrighty, so my ships are starting to arrive. I have 20,000 tons of ships, and I need 14,000 tons to have a chance. It's only a 31% chance, but wait. I have my Marauder fleets coming along, so let's see how this progresses. Okay, so our fleets are arriving, but we can't see where they're at because the Spanish state is increasing their naval budget. How should we respond? Oh no, Spain is such a... No, they're not a threat. I want more economy and less unrest, so we'll do that. Because what's Spain going to do? Sail their ships over to attack me again and get sunk? No, I don't think so. Mass-produced war submarines. I haven't really messed with submarines. We'll think about that later. I'm not really sure how you use submarines. Korea would like to buy a really big destroyer. Yes, I would love to sell you one for a huge profit. It only takes 16 months instead of my battleship's normal 20 months, so it would be profitable, but I'm building mine first, and my shipbuilding capacity is filled up, so I will have to wait on that. How the Soviet Union feel? Oh, I guess they must be fighting with the Germans still. We'll check that out in a minute. So now we have a 100% chance of success because all of my guys are there. Let's see what's going on with the Soviet Union trying to attack Crimea. Does Germany control Crimea? Or did Crimea go independent? Oh, Ukraine owns Crimea. Well, isn't that ironic? I guess they became independent or something. All right, well, that's a whole lot of not my problem. But what is my problem is I want to poke the British and make them a little angrier. And is my research going well? Yeah, I really wish I had an advanced propeller shaft. That's going to be nice. I really wish I could get my double turrets for light cruisers, but I guess I can't. Alright, here we go. Alright, so one more turn remains until we hopefully capture Hawaii. I've got all of my ships hanging out here. I'm going to check the politics real quick. Everybody kind of sort of likes me. I think I want Italy to like me a little bit more. Actually, you know what? I should probably not have a war with Spain. It doesn't really matter if I have a war with Spain because they can't do anything. But I don't really want to. Here, we'll improve our relations with you just to be nice. Finances are doing okay. We're losing a little bit of money, but you know we're building a bunch of ships, so that's not a big deal. And our research is nothing special going on there, so alright, here we go. I'll play this one all the way through. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, and let's see if we capture Hawaii, because that would be truly lovely. And then once I capture Hawaii, then my ships are going to go back home and go back to sleep for a bit. Let's see what we got here. We made nice with Spain. That's good. And we have Hawaii. So Pearl Harbor has a small capacity, which is not surprising. And so let's go send our marauders back home. And send you guys back here. Boop. And then why are there 4 marauders here? Oh, because some of them got kind of mixed up, didn't they? Yeah, that's okay. Whoops, I clicked in the wrong spot. There we go. We'll just send you guys back here, and I'll sort you out later. Okay, then we have... Oops, where the hell did Hawaii go? I'm just totally missing things, aren't I? Alright, so we've got these light cruisers here should go back to their island. You guys go there. And these light cruisers need to go... They're from, like, over here somewhere. I think they're from down... Put you right there. And then we have the group of 15 cruisers. Now I do want to have some of the cruisers stay in Pearl Harbor, I think. Because these guys are going to be kind of my defensive fleet. So we're going to move you all there to Pearl Harbor. And then I will also take 12 of you back to Japan. I'll send you guys back to Sasebo, and there we go. You 3, my best 3, can just hang out in Hawaii because you're awesome. And there we go. And then let's poke the British Empire again. There we go. And I don't know if we'll have enough time to pick a fight with them in this video. I don't think we've been going that long because I've been skipping a bunch of turns. So we'll see if I can at least pick a fight with them. So at this point, we're at about 2 hours worth of video, so I'll go a little bit longer. Um, this is kind of interesting. Bilateral shipbuilding. Yeah, more GDP, a little bit of GDP, or tell everybody to piss off. My unrest is pretty good at only 3, so we're going to do more GDP. Oh, France and the US are at war. Oh no, that's not my problem. Does France have a navy? I guess they probably would have had enough time to rebuild. Italy likes me more. Yeah, right now I'm trying to make everybody like me a little bit more so that when I piss off the Brits, hopefully only the Brits go to war with me, because that would be lovely. France is starting to build itself back up. They've got themselves 100 ships again. That's kind of impressive. Now, the big problem, of course, is going to be Britain. That's one of the reasons I built those really big destroyers. I need something fast that can hunt down and kill all these big guys, and hopefully from a safe distance. Now, the problem is because the armor's so thin, I worry that if I get hit by anything from the British, that it will royally suck. But that's okay. We'll just take our chances. So I think the Brits really, really don't want to go to war with me, but I want Australia, so we're going to keep pushing through, trying to make it happen. These ships are almost home, so we'll have them chill out once they get home. Big surprise here. Now that the U.S. is at war with France, they want me to become their ally. But if I become their ally, I have to pay them a lot of money and give them a bunch of naval budget. Fuck that. No, we politely decline, and this will help my unrest anyway. And then what we will do, I don't have the tonnage to, let's see here, 50. I could do that, but it's not a very big profit. And it'd be kind of nice, but it's not a big profit. But Korea's useful, so we'll do that. So yeah, Britain's upset with me. Good, good. So the U.S. is probably not that happy with me now, but we're going to now improve relations after telling their diplomat to pound sand. So that'll hopefully mitigate some of it. Alright, so once again, Tonga is causing trouble. Now these guys, this is like the third time they've caused trouble for me, and every time it gives me the option to send a task force, I say yes, and oh, this time it's saying okay. I have no idea where Tonga is. It is over here. Alright, so I need 4,546 tons, and I have some ships right here. So I will send... We are going to conquer Tonga. I mean, quell the terrorists. Yeah, we're conquering it. I mean, let's be real. This is just an excuse for me to send my dudes in. Alright, you're going to go here also. And let's go send... Where... These guys... Now that's probably enough, because I only need 4,000 tons, but I really want to make sure. So, let's grab these guys. This is a nice big chunky fleet. And we'll send all you boys. We'll get there in one turn. Tonga's not worth that much, but you know, I just want to make sure I get it done. So we're going to send a lot of people. Send all my task forces. There we go. That'll be more than enough, I think. So, there we go. So, I have assembled my fleet here at Tonga. And I have a little bit overkill. I have probably 8 times as many ships as I need. So we're going to win this one. Let's double check our politics real quick. We've already poked England for the turn. Our research is going okay. Let's see, turret mechanisms. Are we finally quadruple large turrets? I don't care about quadruple large turrets. I want my double turrets for cruisers and for light cruisers. I think there's probably some randomness in when you get some of these technologies. There's got to be, because usually I would have the double turrets and even triple turrets for small ships before I get quadruple turrets for large ships. That's just nuts. Quadruple turrets for 9 inches or higher. Alright, well, not much I can do about that. My really big destroyers will be ready next turn, which is nice. And we've got a 100% chance to conquer Tonga. So this will probably be where I wrap it up. Let's go finish all this up. And then probably next game, or next video rather, I'll finish antagonizing the British Empire and go to war with them. I think I've made as many preparations as I can make. I've got some good solid cruisers to protect my ports. I've got some really nice raiding ships. I tried to improve relations with France. That didn't work. But we have Tonga, so the world is safe now. Now that we have taken care of the Tonganese terrorists. And so all is right with the world. So I'm going to go send my ships back to their respective bases. You're going to go back to Pearl Harbor and just hang out and keep an eye on things. And you guys are going to go back to your little island. And you're going to go back to the Philippines. Send you guys up there. And you guys are going to go back to southern Philippines. I know I actually switched them, but that doesn't matter. And then the last set of ships, these guys, my 3 light cruisers, you guys are going to go back to your little base here. Alright, so then if we look at our ships, we have our really big destroyers hanging out in Sasebo, along with all the rest of these new cruisers, the Guardian cruisers, which I'll have to deal with. And our finances are pretty good. We're building a really big cruiser for Korea, because oh no, it's for Argentina, my bad. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Let's we'll poke the British Empire. Boop. And I will see everybody next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Next time I will finish picking the fight with the Brits, and we will start fighting and massacring their fleet, hopefully, and it'll probably take a while to capture Australia. But don't worry, Maddie, we're going to liberate you. My friend Maddie's from Australia. We're going to liberate him at the point of a big barrel. Ha ha ha. Anyway, guys, I had a lot of fun. Hope you had a lot of fun too, and I will see everybody next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did like it, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. You can also check out my website, bobtheorc.com, where you can download a free copy of my dad's book and some other things. Have a nice day. Goodbye.